It's showtime.
Hey everybody, it's the T-Rock 100! Welcome back to more of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Blind! Last time, we had our final investigations for today, as it is the last trial. And to kind of rein in on this parade, someone told me that, this is actually the very last thing in the game. And for that, I say, come on! I wanted there to be more. But, yeah, whatever. But, I gotta do the thing real quick. Bring the noise! There we go. This is it. Judgment Day. Oh, don't bring out Terminator 2, please. No, thank you. Things are going to get settled at last. A lot of things. Ah! What's the big idea? Sorry, Nick. I only touched your shoulder. I guess the shock hasn't worn off from my run-in with the stun gun yesterday. Anyhow, today's the last day of the trial. Good luck, Nick. Yeah, thanks, Maya. Richard's looking glum as always. Hope on Karma doesn't push him too hard. Whoa! What are you doing? Sorry. I'm sorry. I just thought I'd cheer you with a pat on the back. Maya, maybe you should go outside and discharge? Right, good idea. Try not to electrocute anyone on your way out. And that was Gumshoe. What's gotten into that girl? Detective Gumshoe. Morning! Mr. Edgeworth? Good morning. How did it go, Detective? Have no fear! As promised, I captured our runaway caretaker! I just brought him in. Took all night, pal. Thanks, Detective Gumshoe. You must be tired. Actually, after that shock I got on the way in, feel pretty good. Yuki says he's forgotten his own name, but that has to be a lie. Why would he even want revenge on Edgeworth if he couldn't remember his past? He does remember, and I'm going to prove it.
Wright.
Court is now in session for the trial of Miles Edgeworth. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is ready. Right, very well. We have reached the final day of our proceedings in this trial. I ask that the prosecution submits decisive evidence. Understood. Come on, don't be awed into silence by every little thing he says. Very well, Mr. Von Karma. Your opening statement. Right. Thanks to Detective Gumshoe's effort, the boat rental shop caretaker has been arrested. In yesterday's trial, the defense asserted that the caretaker was the murderer. However, the caretaker has yet to confirm this. I would like to ask the defense to cross-examine him as much as necessary. Very well. Please bring the witness into the court. Why is he helping us now? Ladies and gentlemen of the court, I believe you all remember our witness. He lives in the boatyard rental shop in the lake, from where he witnessed the incident. In addition, he has currently lost memory of his name and identity. Witness, why did you run away yesterday? The witness was not running away, as he will now testify. I see. Very well, please begin your testimony. I'm really sorry about leaving yesterday like I did. Sure you were. But I wasn't running away or nothing. I went to buy some food for Polly, see? I figured it got nothing to do with the incident anyhow. I need one of those motive things, right? And I don't got one. So my testimony yesterday stands as is. Very well. Let's begin the cross-examination, shall we? He has to know his name. Yanni Yogi. You're Yanni Yogi, and I'm going to prove it. Alright. You were kind of hesitating on this one. Food? Well, Polly's a bit of a gourmet, you see. She only eats these high-quality bird pellets from France. They only have them in the big pet shop downtown. But you weren't arrested until this morning. Why did you go back into the caretaker's shack? Well, I kinda got lost, you see. The witness has trouble remembering things sometimes. When the police apprehended him, he was on his way back to the shack. Yeah, right. Nice try on Karma. No one's gonna believe that. I see. So he was lost. Please, Your Honor, come to your senses! Nothing to do with the incident anyhow. This one I want to ask about, because I'm sure he needed some sort of motive. How can you say he had no motive? I say you do. You had a grudge against Edgeworth and the victim, Robert Hammond. That's why you took revenge on them, right? Please don't make me repeat myself, Mr. Wright. This witness has no memory of anything beyond several years ago. He can't hold a grudge, it's impossible. I have to prove he's lying about his memory. Otherwise, it's going to be the same thing over and over until the trial ends. First things first, I have to prove the man who he is. Do that and the motive will prove itself. Maybe I should have pressed him on... Oh, this one over there. Okay. You've lost much of your memory, is that correct? Yep, seems like it. Then how could you know that you didn't have anything to do with the incident? Or maybe you're lying about not having your memory, You know exactly who you are. The witness has testified quite clear that he has no memory of who he is. If you claim he's lying, then show me the court proof. How am I supposed to prove what's going on in that old cogger's head? That's impossible. I'm glad that you've come to your senses, Mr. Wright. Very well, witness, please continue. Might I say something, Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. You've been saying the same thing over and over. You've been calling the witness' memory of the past or lack thereof into question. But does this really have anything to do with the current case? Of course, Your Honor. The witness has said he had nothing to do with this case and no motive. Both of these statements are lies! Order! Mr. Wright, this is a serious problem with your claim. Or are you saying you know who this witness is? Of course, Your Honor. Now this is interesting. I would like to know myself. So who is he? Don't play dumb on Karma. Mr. Wright, please tell us the witness's name. Quite simple. Yanni Yogi. His name is Yanni Yogi, a former court bailiff. Yogi? name seems familiar. Oh! Yanni Yogi from the DL6 incident! I thought the judge would have heard of it. It was such a famous case. But what does this mean? Your Honor, if this man is Mr. Yogi, then he has a clear motive. Jumping to conclusions again, Mr. Wright. This witness, is Yanni Yogi? Fascinating. However, how do you propose to prove this into the court? This is a court of law, as you may recall. You need proof. And allow me to repeat once more that the witness has lost his memory. This is it. I have to do this now. If I can't prove he's Yogi right here, right now, then I've got nowhere else to go. Nick, how are you going to prove it? How can you prove that he's Yanni Yogi? It's okay. It's actually quite simple. Your Honor, please take this man's fingerprints. Then we'll compare them to the fingerprints on file for Yanni Yogi 15 years ago. I see. That makes sense. Huh? I'm so very, very sorry, Mr. Wright. Why? The witness has no fingerprints. What? What? No fingerprints? What do you do? Burn them off or something? Because that's the only real way how they can lose fingerprints, dude. Burn marks. You see, before I worked as a caretaker, I worked at a chemical plant. I could help. I burned my fingers working with the stuff. Yep. I feel like I kind of called this one because this is actually pretty common for how one loses fingerprints through burning of the fingers. Because not only does it get rid of their fingerprints, which helps with identity, but it can also tarnish more of certain cases and for which police will need reports on that. Yogi, you sneak! You burned your fingers off to hide your past! Well, if the witness has no fingerprints, I guess we will not be able to prove his identity. No! Well, what will you do, Mr. Wright? It seems that the case has been decided, no? No! I know what happened. I know everything. I just can't prove it. No, I can't let it end like this. I can't lose. There has to be another way. There is no one who can testify as to who this witness is. No one! Nick, what are we going to do? I didn't even consider that he might have erased his fingerprints. I do. Well, Mr. Wright, perhaps you'd like to cross-examine the parrots for a little comic relief? Yeah, very funny. You're a sore winner, Von Karma. Wait a second. Yeah. Cross-examine the parrot? What is it, Nick? No, you're not going to. Your Honor, the defense would like to take Mr. Von Karma up on his proposal. Take Mr. Von Karma up on his proposal? Exactly, Your Honor. I would like to cross-examine the witness's pet parrot. Okay. I had a hunch that the parrot would play a part in this, but this was not what I expected. Okay. Order! What do you think, Mr. Von Karma? Need you even ask? This is all a farce! I object! Wait a second. You were the one who suggested I cross-examine the parrot, Von Karma. Yeah, your word against yourself. I have a right to do as you suggested. Well, if you're so desperate, then please, be my guest. Of course, should you go through with this, and nothing comes of it, then I hope you're ready for the consequences. Nick, this is crazy. Well, still want to go through with your little game? Yes, I'm doing it! I'm gonna cross-examine a parrot! Let the parrot take the stand. I will cross-examine her, Your Honor. This is the most ridiculous thing I have ever heard. I'm actually right there with you. It's ridiculous, it's a game, I love it! must rate every person's testimony, every piece of evidence. Except the parrot. She's my last chance. At least, I think so. Bailiff, bring in the parrot! This is so dumb and I love it! That's quite a bird. Please tell us your name. Name! The witness is ignoring me. It must hurt to be ignored by a bird. Very well, witness. Who is your owner? Please testify for us. This is gonna be so stupid. Hello! Hello! Certainly the most concise testimony we've heard so far. Very well, begin your cross-examination. Right. What are you going to do, Nick? I don't know. What do we do, Maya? Okay. Let's do this. Hello. Hello. Witness, you can't just say hello and expect us to get anywhere. I want you to testify. Maya, you talk to her. Right. What do I say? Let's do... What's your name? Maybe I should get her to say her name. Polly! Polly! What's your name? Polly! Polly! Mr. Wright, I think we've established that this parrot is named Polly. Does this have anything to do with her owner's identity? Of course it does. Yes, it does. Fascinating. You claim that the parrot's name will prove her owner's identity? Then show us this proof. Nick, don't you think you're taking the bluff a little too far? Listen, we're not here to answer the question of who is the caretaker. We're here to prove that he is Yanni Yogi. All we have to do is tie the name Polly to Yogi. Your Honor, to prove that the parrot's name reveals the caretaker's identity is... Ooh. Wait a minute. We have the DL6 case file. It's the only thing that we have for this. So? Suspect data. Let's see here. Polly Jenkins. Wait a minute. There we go. Got just it from right here. Take that! Take that! The DL6 case file? That's quite a large file you have there. Which page is the proof on then? Show us or stop wasting our time! Very well. Mr. Wright, please show us the page. Where in this file is the information connected to this parrot's name? We want the suspect data, because I saw the name Polly that's on there. He must have been named Polly after... whatever I saw that was on there, so suspect data. It's on the suspect data page. This page has all the information about Yanni Yogi. Right after he was arrested, his fiancée committed suicide, see? Indeed it does say that, yes. What was his fiancée's name? Polly Jenkins. Polly! Exactly, Your Honor. He remembered the name of his fiancée who committed suicide. That's why he named his parrot after her! I see. I guess that is possible. Bah, a mere coincidence, that's all. My granddaughter has a dog she calls Phoenix. Well, Mr. Phoenix Wright, does this make you my granddaughter's fiancé? She's only 7 years old! Wait, she's only 7 years old! Indeed. Alone, it is a little weak for evidence in a murder trial. We would need some other corroborating evidence. Where am I going to find that? Nick, we're getting closer. One more. If you could just get one more piece of evidence. Right, but what? Very well, witness. You may continue. Oh, God. So we gotta press this person again? Alright. So he's seen this already. Frankly, I can't believe you're speaking to the parrot. Well, I guess we should try to get some information out of her. We need to show the judge that her owner's Mr. Yogi. Alright. Witness, you can't just say hello and expect us to get anywhere. I want you to testify. Maya, you talk to her. Right, what should I say? Let's go for the... maybe the safe number? Let's try that one. Maybe I'll get her to say the number of that safe. Huh? The safe? Why? Let's just try to get her to say anything, okay? Polly, what was the number of the safe in the shack? 1228! 1228! My, what a reckless parrot. Well, Mr. Wright, you aren't claiming that this number has something to do with the caretaker. Actually, it does. The date! It's the date! Yes! Actually, it does. That's why I had her say it. Ridiculous. How can the number to a safe tell us who the caretaker is? Show us your proof. What could possibly link this number to the caretaker's true identity? Well, my good sir, let's go back into the DL6 case file. Present that. The DL6 case file? What is this obsession you have with that case? Mr. Wright, where in the file is something related to summary? We want the summary, because that shows in the very date for when it happened. December 28th, 1228. It's on the case summary page. The case summary? Specifically, the date on which the DL6 incident occurred. The date of the incident, December 28th. Well, that's today's date, 15 years ago. And the number on that safe is 1228. Ah! He used the date of the DL6 incident as the number for his safe, Your Honor. That's how important that date was to him. I see. It certainly is an interesting coincidence. People often do set their secret numbers to dates.
Objection.
Bah, this is not tangible proof. I set my ATM card's number to 0001 because I'm number one. This has nothing to do with the date. Nothing! That's enough. I think we've reached a conclusion here. This is a mere coincidence, that's all. True that it is a possibility. However, two coincidences at the same time seems more like a pattern to me. What are you saying? Summon the caretaker of the boat shop. Immediately! Gotta talk to this guy again. Witness, tell us your name. Wait! This witness, he doesn't remember! No, it's okay. I've accomplished what I wanted to do. I'm done. Nick, he looks totally different! This is the real Yogi, I think. Finally! He's been acting feeble to hide his true identity. Acting for 15 years. Whoa! Let me ask you again. Please state your name for the court. My name is Yanni Yogi. 15 years ago, I served as a bailiff in this very court. Order! Order! Yanni Yogi. So it was you who killed Robert Hammond? And tried to frame Miles Edgeworth for his death? Yes, it was me. I did it. They put me on the witness stand 15 years ago. Robert Hammond. He said I was mentally unsound. He told me I would make me innocent, get me off the hook. So, I pretended to have brain damage. I was innocent, really, but he didn't believe me. We won the trial, but I lost everything. I lost my job, my fiancé, my social standing. Then this year, 15 years later, a package arrived. It was a letter and a pistol. The plan was written out in careful detail. It was a plan for me to take my revenge on the people who ruined my life. I didn't care who had sent it. I thought this was my chance after 15 years. This was it. Finally, a chance to have my revenge on Robert Hammond and Miles Edgeworth. I have no regrets. Wait a moment! Revenge against Miles Edgeworth? What do you mean? I'm not at liberty to speak on that matter. Why don't you ask him, Mr. Edgeworth, yourself? Anyway, I admit it. I was the one who killed Robert Hammond. Von Karma. Where is Mr. Yogi? Under arrest, Your Honor. I saw no room for error in his confession. Then, the defendant, Mr. Miles Edgeworth, is innocent. In this case, at least. Very well. Will the defendant please take the stand? There are a few mysteries left unsolved. Still, you are cleared of suspicions for this particular case. So I would like to pass judgment on the murder of Mr. Robert Hammond. Any objections? I don't believe it. Why isn't Von Karma saying anything? Very well. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Miles Edgeworth. Not guilty! Yeah! Took a blow at your record again! Ha ha ha! That is all. The court is adjourned.
Objection!
What? Did someone just say objection? It wasn't Von Karma. Wait, but that means... No! Edgeworth, what?! Your Honor, I object to your judgment. What do you mean? I'm not innocent at all. As we have heard, Yanni Yogi killed Robert Hammond in revenge. But revenge for what?
Nick! Edgeworth is trying to confess! He's going to say he's guilty!
Crap!
He's going to tell them he was the murderer in the DL6 incident! He's going to tell them he killed his own dad!
Oh, what do I do? I need to raise an objection on this one. The judgment has already been passed. I object to Edgeworth's outburst. Didn't something like this happen yesterday too? I believe a certain witness raised an objection after a guilty verdict was passed. That would be Larry. We must hear this new statement. We must hear Miles Edgeworth. He's right. We have a duty to hear Mr. Edgeworth out. Why? For 15 years, I've had a recurring dream. A nightmare. It's only a nightmare. That's what I told myself. But now I know it wasn't a dream. Yanni Yogi wasn't the killer. You mean in the incident where your father died? From the distance of the shot, it wasn't suicide either. Everything was as clear as day. The murderer. The criminal in the DL6 incident. It was me. Your Honor, I confess my guilt. I am guilty for DL6, the statute of limitation of which ends today. The culprit is me! Why? Order! This is certainly unexpected. The defendant declared innocent is confessing to a different crime. A crime in which the statute of limitation runs out today. I'm not really sure how I should deal with this. It's obvious. We hold a trial, right here, right now. We tried this man for his crime of 15 years ago. I think we'd like to take a 5-minute recess. During this time, I will consider the appropriate course of action to take. Court is adjourned. Edgeworth!
Why would you do this?
Sorry, Wright. I just wasted all of your effort. Mr. Edgeworth, I just don't believe it, pal. I mean, you kill your dad? I didn't want to believe it myself, Detective. But it's the truth. I deserve to be punished. Murder is murder, no matter what the circumstances. This is crazy! Just crazy!
Nick? What are you doing?
Huh? Oh, I was just reading through the court record once more. Getting my case ready. Your case? For what? Huh? Isn't it obvious? I'm going to prove that Miles Edgeworth is innocent. What are you talking about, pal?
He just admitted to do it.
He confessed that he did it in court. I'm sorry, Edgeworth, but I don't believe you're a nightmare. What? It's just a... Ugh. It's just a dream. It's not real. The truth is right here in this court record. In any case, tighten your belts. The real fight is just beginning. I'll prove you're innocent. Trust me. Right. It's interesting that the music is continuing to play, which is kind of concerning in on itself. Then I would like to resume our trial. Judge, Miles Edgeworth has admitted his own guilt. He has confessed his crime. Let us begin by hearing his testimony. Then, through pointless let the defense do their cross-examining. The statute of limitation on the DLC incident runs out today. Though it's unconventional for me, I'd like to run this one by the book. I see. Does the defense have any objections? No, Your Honor. Oh, Karma, you knew this was going to happen from the very beginning, didn't you? Very well. Will Miles Edgeworth take the stand? Will the witness state his name and profession? Miles Edgeworth, I am a prosecuting attorney. Mr. Edgeworth, 15 years ago, you mistakenly killed your father, Gregory Edgeworth. Is this correct? It is correct. Then testify about this matter to the court. When Edgeworth was telling me about his dream yesterday, I noticed something. One detail didn't quite fit. That would be the key, but only if I can get it to work. Please, please. Great. Now I got to deal with this. What could I possibly do to get to this? That day, I had gone into the courtroom to observe one of my father's trials. As he went to leave, an earthquake struck, trapping us in the elevator. Okay, that's fine. My father and Mr. Yogi lost their composure and began to argue. Just then, something heavy fell at my feet. I picked it up and threw it at Mr. Yogi. I want them to stop fighting. A moment later, there was a single gunshot, then a scream. It was a terrible scream. I remember it to this day. That's all. And until now, you thought this memory was a dream. We were stuck in that elevator for 5 hours. The oxygen in the elevator ran out, and I lost my memory of the events. Bah! The same claim Mr. Yugi had made. Very well. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. Yes, Your Honor. So, by the looks of it, some of this is accurate. Okay, that's fine. I went to leave, an earthquake struck, trapping us in the elevator, okay? Lost composure, began to argue. Something heavy on my feet. I picked up and threw it at Mr. Yogi. I wanted them to stop fighting, so that was the pistol that he had. So that's fine. A moment later, there was a single gunshot, then a scream. This one I'm curious about. We don't know for who the one is that was screaming, but I may have a hunch. I want to ask him about this. The gun fired once. Yes. I think after I threw it, I lost conscience. Since then, they've echoed in my head every day. That gunshot and that horrible scream. That's the scream. To this day, yes, I can practically hear it now. I doubt I will ever forget that scream as long as I live. Here it is. One part of that testimony clearly contradicts the evidence, but I don't know what it means. I better find out quick. Okay, I want to check something real quick. Let me check something about the DLC. Fire twice! So, sorry buddy, but I hate to do this to you, but... Objection! Objection! Are you sure you only heard one gunshot? Yes, I'm sure of that. I heard the shot and the scream. Then everything faded. I was unconscious until the rescuers came. I see. But that doesn't make sense. Look at this file one more time. This plainly contradicts the witness's testimony. You do enjoy dragging out that file, don't you? I don't accept this evidence unless you can tell us what page it's on. Which page contradicts Miles Edgeworth's testimony? Simple. Victim data. Look at the victim data on this file. It says it's quite plainly, the murder weapon was fired twice. Miles Edgeworth only heard one gunshot, yet the murder weapon was fired twice. The first shot was the accidental firing when the pistol was thrown. So who fired the remaining shot? Was there perhaps another shooter who fired that second shot? Your Honor, I am sure you're aware. This incident occurred 15 years ago. The evidence is dated. The pistol did fire twice. However, we do not know when that second shot was fired. It might have been fired the day before the incident. There is no proof that the second shot had anything to do with this incident. What? I see. You do have a point, Mr. Wright. The murder weapon was fired twice, as we have heard. One of the shots was fired by the defendant, a boy at the time. Do you have any proof that the other shot fired has to do with the case? We have to have something. I think we do. Your Honor, I think I will be able to show you proof. What? Impossible! Now, Mr. Von Karma, save your surprise for after you've seen the evidence. Very well, Mr. Wright, show us your proof. Do you have any evidence that the second firing of the pistol is related to this incident? Yes, because this was recovered. It was recovered from when we tried to get it here from Von Karma before. So let's do this. Take that! Take that! Mr. Wright, please think how we will feel about when we look at this evidence time and time again. Every time it shows ridiculous evidence, I feel we're mocked. What? Come on! How? I guess we'll just show him the other one? We have to have something on that. Incident. Hold on a second. Let's see the murder. Ah! Ha-ha! I see it! It's on the window! Take that! Take that! Take that! Look at this photograph. This is the photograph of the scene of the crime 15 years ago. I can see that the victim lying there is Gregory Edgeworth. This proves the murder weapon was fired twice at the time of the incident. This photo proves it. So let me get this straight. This photo proves 2 shots were fired. Where? Your Honor, please get a clue. More specifically, here. As should be obvious, the contradiction is here. I see a bullet hole in the door. Your Honor, Gregory Edgeworth was killed by a shot from the pistol, yet there is also a bullet hole in the elevator door. We also know that the murder weapon was fired twice. Thus, someone other than Edgeworth fired that second shot. Order! Mr. Wright, what are you driving at? It's simple, Your Honor. At the time of the incident, 2 shots were fired. One went through Gregory's heart, the other hit the elevator door. Remember that the defendant lost conscience after the shot he fired rang out. In conclusion, we must agree that the second shot was fired by someone else. Mr. Wright, But who could that someone else be? The murderer, of course. I knew I should have stepped in before your wild fantasies got out of hand. Mr. Wright, look once more at the DL6 incident case file. Look closely. Try the case summary page. The case summary? That's on page 1. Look how it's written there. Not a single clue was found on the scene. If the pistol had indeed been fired 2 times, then the other bullet would have been discovered on the scene. It does have a point. The second bullet has never been found. Why? Because the second bullet does not exist. The bullet that claimed Gregor Airdrop's life was the one fired by his own son. That is the truth of this matter. The whole truth. It was undoubtedly something else that made that bullet hole in the door. That's bull. Order! I will have order! Mr. Wright has proven one thing to us quite clearly, that the murder weapon was fired twice at the time of the incident. However, as Mr. Von Karman says, the second bullet fired was not found. It is highly unlikely that the police merely overlooked the second bullet. So all we have is the single bullet fired. I'm afraid to have to discount the defense's claim. I praise the judge for his wisdom in this matter. God, how did this happen? I don't believe that the second bullet doesn't exist. Was I wrong? Have I been wrong about this whole incident? What are you doing, Nick? Why aren't you raising an objection? I'm sorry, Maya. What? It looks like I was wrong. Nick? If the second bullet wasn't there, then all my conjectures are for nothing. No! But you said you'd do it, Nick. You said you'd get Edgeworth declared innocent. I'm sorry. It's just when I saw the photograph, I thought that 2 shots had been fired. I was so certain of it. I thought I'd won. I thought there was another person, someone else who fired the killing shot. But now, I was wrong to think it could be that simple. This case has stood unsolved for 15 years. Nick. Well, it seems we have finally cleared up this incident. Only 1 bullet was found at the scene of the crime. That his shot was fired by Miles Edgeworth. Precisely. I would like to ask one thing of Miles Edgeworth before passing my verdict. Have you been paying attention to the trial so far? Yes, Your Honor. Do you have any objections? No. No, I do not. So you killed your father, though that was not your intention. Yes, I did. Oh no. He's confessing. Very well. The statute of limitation on the murder of Gregor Airdrop runs out today. Therefore, I must pronounce a verdict on the defendant today, right here. Right now. Indeed. Does anyone have any objections? Paper 4. It's just like my first date in court. There's so many things I know I should be saying. My mind's gone blank. I can't find the words. Mr. Wright? I have to keep this going. Objection! Your Honor. I object! Mr. Wright, on what grounds do you object, Oof. Nick? I don't know. This case is perfect. Oh no. Ah! It must exist. The second bullet. What? What did you just say? Nothing. The second bullet must exist. But where? Someone took it. It seems waiting is not going to pronounce us any answers from Mr. Wright. Wait, Your Honor! The second bullet! It exists! What? But we just heard proof that it did not exist. I realize that, Your Honor. I'm really grasping here. It's just someone took it from the scene of the crime! That's what happened! But who? The murderer! The murderer? Then tell us, just who is this murderer? I'm still thinking about that one. So the criminal took the second bullet. Why would he? Huh? First of all, how would he have found it? It's not easy to find a stray bullet, Mr. Wright. Was there some pressing need for the murder, for the search of it? Oh boy. If I make this a wrong case, it's over. Wait a minute. Grossberg said something and that took vacation time for several months. Well, Karma set up that murder. He didn't get out unscarred. Wait a minute. Why would the murderer have spent the time to look for the stray bullet? I haven't gotten a clue. What's wrong, Mr. Wright? The murderer had no reason to take the bullet. You don't want to admit it, but it's true. Had to take it. Had to take it. The murderer. What does that mean? You're thinking too normal. Think crazy. Don't think why the bullet was taken. Think why the bullet had to be taken. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. I know what I'm doing. Well, the murderer had no intention of taking the bullet from the scene. But the murderer had to take the bullet. Had to, Mr. Wright? What do you mean? Well, for instance what? Maybe the bullet hit the murderer. The bullet hit the murderer. Just saying, for instance. I mean, if it hit you, you had to take it with you, wouldn't you? It's not like you could perform surgery right there. You know? Crap. Wait a second. I was just talking off in the top of my head. But what if that really what happened? Let me get this straight. So at the time of the murderer himself was shot. And he left with a second bullet still inside? Thus leaving only one bullet at the scene of the crime. Yes. I guess that's how it would work. Yes? But there's a problem with that. The other two people rescued from the elevator. Miles Edgeworth and Yanni Yogi were both unharmed. So that would mean the murder came from outside, yes. Bingo. The two men had a fight inside the elevator. Trying to stop them, the boy picks up the pistol at his feet and throws it. The pistol discharges in the bullet. The bullet goes through the elevator door and hits the murderer outside. The boy loses conscience. Then the murderer opens the elevator door and sees the men inside. Mr. Wright, you are truly the most unpredictable defense attorney I've ever known. I can tell you're grasping, yet I cannot deny the possibility of what you say. What are you saying? Deny it! Deny it! No one involved in the incident was wounded. There was no murderer. No one was wounded at the time of the incident. He's right. I can't think of anyone. Hey, Nick. Huh? I just thought of something really crazy. Crazy? Remember what Mr. Grossberg said yesterday? Yes! I was thinking about this and I was looking into my notes over here. It talks about Von Karma's past. When he left unscarred, he went on vacation for quite some time. Gregory Edgeworth thought the Blues was perfect trial record. Wow. It must have been quite a shock for Von Karma. He took a vacation for several months after that, you see. And just to show you on the proof on that. Notes don't lie. Yes, an unusual event for that man. That was the first and the last time he's taken him many years in prosecuting. What if Von Karma didn't take the vacation because of shock? Because he took it because he was injured. Which would mean it could only mean one thing. He was the murderer in the DL6 incident. He was the man who shot Gregory Edgeworth. It was Von Karma! Oh man. Something wrong, Mr. Wright? You seem dazed. No, Your Honor. Well, you have indicated the possibility that the murderer came from outside. Can you give us the name of your suspect? Uh-oh. Yep, say it now. Your Honor, there is a suspect. One lone suspect. Well, this is certainly interesting news. Very well, Mr. Wright. Who is your suspect? My hands are shaking. What? Von Karma! Von Karma? You mean the Von Karma? The prosecutor? Sitting right there. Bah. You don't object? I see no need. Why honor this ridiculous outburst with my objection? Because you took a vacation for several months, starting the day after the incident. Yet you pride yourself on a perfect record. Why would you take such a long vacation without any reason? So you're claiming that I took a vacation to heal my injury from the incident? Fascinating. Prove it. I would have needed surgery, no? Where do I go under the knife, Mr. Wright? Bring the doctor that operated on me. Have him testify.
Nick, let's find out who his doctor is.
It's no use. Edgeworth? I know Von Karma, perhaps too well. He's perfect. He wouldn't leave any clues. He probably didn't undergo surgery. That would leave a doctor as a witness. It was that perfect.
So what, Nick?
Von Karma pulled the bullet out by himself?
That's insane.
No, he couldn't have. He can't just pull bullets out of yourself. Wait, what does that mean? That bullet has to be somewhere, but where? Well, Mr. Wright, can you produce evidence to prove that I was shot?
Yes, actually I can.
Alright, Von Karma, I'll prove it. And I'll even use evidence. I know how you'll like it so much. What? The evidence that proves Von Karma was shot is... We'll just use our little friend, the metal detector. Because if the bullet's still inside of you, that will pick it up. Take that! Take that! Von Karma's perfect. He wouldn't risk surgery, even an evidence trail. So then I ask, where's that bullet now? I think it unlikely that Von Karma performed surgery on himself. You don't mean... I do. There is possibility that the bullet is still inside Von Karma! Is that even possible? For all these years? Well, there's only one way to find out. We can use this metal detector. Well, Von Karma, I'm going to run this over you and see what we find. I refuse! You refuse? But refusing this means... You acknowledge that the bullet is still inside you? Order! 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 Your Honor, the defense requests that we all allow him to use the metal detector. Judge, I call for suspension of this trial. This is an invasion of privacy. The statute of limitation runs out in the case today. It was you who said who had to end it right here, right now. Enough! I permit the use of the metal detector. Mr. Von Karma, you will submit yourself to testing.
Nick, what does this mean?
I don't know, but we have to give it a shot.
He reacted. Something's inside his right shoulder.
Booyah! I've been paying attention.
The bullet!
Mr. Von Karma? You! It was you! I was afraid this would happen, and so I remained silent. Indeed, there is a bullet in my shoulder. However, it has nothing to do with this incident.
What?
I was shot in the shoulder long before the DL6 incident. I claim that the bullet in my shoulder has no relevation to DL6. But, Mr. Von Karma, can you prove that? Prove? I have no obligation to prove anything. It is you who must prove something here, Mr. Wright. Not I. Mr. Wright? Well, can you prove it? Can you prove that the bullet in Von Karma's shoulder was from DL6? Of course you can't. You don't have any of the DL6 evidence. That's because you took it out of the records room yesterday. All but one. With no proof, you cannot convict me of any crime. So sorry, Mr. Wright. No. I'm the one who's sorry, Mr. Von Karma. What? You were close. 1 day away from freedom. You see, I have proof. What? Who would have thought you would have dug your own grave trying to convict Edgeworth? I can link that bullet in your shoulder to the DL6 incident. And here's my final proof. Now we show him the bullet. Take that! Take that! That's a bullet? Where did you get that? This is the bullet used in the DL6 incident. This was taken from the heart of the victim, Mr. Gregory Edgeworth. The bullet has been preserved quite nicely, with all the ballistic markings intact. Ballistic markings? You may recall the term. It came up in the first trial 2 days ago. Ballistic markings are the fingerprints of a weapon. All bullets fired from a gun are marked with that weapon's unique pattern. By examining the markings, you can tell which weapon fired the bullet. It's quite accurate. We have 2 bullets in our possession. One, the bullet removed from Gregory Edgeworth's heart. The other, Mr. Von Karma, is the bullet buried in your shoulder. You can analyze both bullets. Then, if the markings match, we can know that both bullets have been fired from the same gun. The very same pistol. In other words, the murder weapon that killed Gregory Edgeworth. Mr. Von Karma, you will let us remove the bullet from your shoulder. Then we'll compare the ballistic markings to those on this bullet. And solve this case once and for all. Well, Mr. Von Karma? That scream. I heard that scream before. Wait, I know! Quiet, I said quiet! Yeah, we've seen this already. It's that scream I heard in the elevator! 15 years ago! Von Karma! It was you who screamed! Mr. Von Karma? Edgeworth! Edgeworth! Only you would dare defy me! So it was you! You and your father are my curse! Your father shamed me with the penalty of my record! And you left a scar on my shoulder that I would never fade! I'll bury— oh my god! I'll bury you with my bare hands! Death! Death! Wow! Mr. Chief Prosecutor, I am sorry. Von Karma! It's not like you would make this kind of error. I never would have thought that Edgeworth would be the one to catch you. I was careless. I'm sorry, but you will have to be penalized. I've covered for you in the past, but not this time. Edgeworth! It was a shock like none I have ever known. Me? Penalized? It took hours for me to regain my composure. So I found myself in the darkness. I was in the court records room. I must have wandered in there without thinking where I was going. The room was pitch black. The lights must have gone out. I went out in the hall and felt my way to the elevator. I pressed the button and nothing happened. Then, there was a noise. It was a pain. A horrible burning pain in my shoulder. Just then, the lights came back on. The elevator door opened before my eyes. I saw 3 people inside, all lying unconscious from oxygen deprivation. Much to my surprise, a pistol lay at my feet. I knew then it was destiny. In his last moments, Gregory Edgeworth was still unconscious. He died, never knowing who had shot him. Later, he spoke through a medium blaming Mr. Yogi. He was fooled. It was the perfect crime. Who would have thought another man would have come to open the elevator door? George! What? What are we doing? To do your job, bring an end to this miserable charade. Now, end it! Very well. It appears that we have come a very long way to the end of this maze. 15 years later. Mr. Miles Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor. You were innocent. You were innocent. As you said, it was all a nightmare. Yes, Your Honor. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Miles Edgeworth, not guilty! That is all. The court is adjourned. Yeah!
Nick! Nick, we did it! Did you see his face? Falcon looked even paler than usual. He's pretending to be all cool, but inside you crushed him, Nick. Crushed! I gotta say, I'm impressed.
It was pretty close, though. I was sure we had it.
I know, I was on the verge of tears the whole time myself. But now it all is just a good memory.
So it's finally over, Edgeworth. Right.
Yeah?
I'm not sure how to say this.
I know. Try thank you.
I see. Thank you, Wright. You're welcome. I think you could have done better than that. Oof. Sorry, I'm not good at this sort of thing.
You got a lot to learn, Edgeworth. Dear.
Whoop! Amazing, pal! You pulled through just like I thought you would! I'll never forget this. I owe you one, pal. And tonight, let's party. Dinner's on me. Yeah, my son went down a bit this month. But who cares?
See, Mr. Edgeworth? You should take a lesson from the Detective Gumshoe. That's how you say thank you.
I see. Whoop! I feel foolish.
Don't worry. Take it a little at a time. You'll get used to it.
It's been 15 years since I've seen Edgeworth this unguarded.
Hey, y'all! Luna! Y'all are great in there. Thank you. Yo, Edgeworth, congrats!
Thank y'all very much.
I knew you were innocent from the start, of course. Just look at you. You wouldn't stick your hand in the cookie jar even if no one was there.
You were the witness on the first day of the trial, weren't you?
Well, let bygones be bygones, eh?
Speaking of which, what are you gonna do now, Loda?
Who, me? Oh, I went back to college. I gave up trying to be an investigative photographer pretty quick.
Really? That's too bad.
Huh? Isn't that the hot dog guy from the park?
Huh?
It's over, Nick! My life is over! Oh, what the HE double hockey stick is wrong now?
Why the sad face, Larry? What happened now?
Oh, Nick, I'm not long for this world.
You don't look sick.
It's Keonce. She's going to live in Paris.
Paris, Nick!
She's leaving me behind!
Larry.
Yo, Edgy, there you are.
Yes, here I am.
Congrats, Edgy. Here, a little gift from me in celebration.
Celebration? That's unusual for you.
Harry Butts, you come along tonight too. My treat, pal. Huh? Thanks. Looking forward to it. Yo, Nick. That's a suit that question to me. When he says treat, that's not police talk for person food, right?
I think you'll be fine, Larry. Right.
Yeah? What's up?
That envelope that Larry gave me, it's got money in it.
Well, yeah, that's not strange. People give money away to celebrate sometimes.
It's $38. Huh? That's a weird amount. It's not like a little, but it's not a lot either. $38 exactly.
Nick? Wasn't that exactly the amount of lunch money that was stolen from Mr. Edgeworth in school?
38. No! Larry, it was you! Code it! What are you so surprised about, Wright? Huh? He was absent that day from school, right?
No, he wasn't. He was there.
That doesn't automatically rule him out as a suspect.
What?
Think back to the day 15 years ago. Larry took the day off, but he was bored, so he came in school anyway. Then he saw the money lying there, and the rest is history.
I never was good at history.
Edgeworth, you didn't know, did you? I suspected. I just couldn't picture Larry protecting you like he did that day. Everyone else was saying you did it. The whole class was against you, remember? Yeah, too well. Right, you may not know this, but we used to have a saying back in school. When something smells, it's usually the butts. I know. Really, Wright, I'm surprised you didn't figure it out.
Well, this is sure an unexpected turn of evidence, huh?
Edgeworth.
You should have told me!
Now, Nick, it was 15 years ago.
Don't you think the statute of limitations run out, Mr. Edgeworth?
I say so, yes.
There you have it. What does that leave me? I became a defense attorney because of what you two did.
Well, I can call you a goody two-shoes of the extreme.
Yeah, and you get worked up too easily too. Death! The death sentence for both of you!
And if I only had known, I'd have become a prosecutor! Same goes for me, only the other way around. For the longest time, I thought that I might have killed my own father. I thought I might be a criminal. I became a prosecutor in part of to punish myself. If I had known the truth, I might have become a defense attorney after all. Edgeworth. Want to switch, right?
Hey, y'all! Line up, I'll take a photo. Hey, photo time, let's go! And after that, dinner on me!
Detective Gumshoe took us out of the town that night. We celebrated Edgeworth's newfound freedom, although Edgeworth was still in detention. Whoa, I went a little overboard yesterday. My head hurts. Huh? It's only 5. Maybe I should go back to sleep. What's this, a letter? Good morning, Nick. You were really impressive yesterday. Seeing you made me think about what I'm doing here. I'm a spirit medium in training, of course. I wanted to help Mr. Edgeworth, too. I wanted to help you. But I couldn't. It was useless. So I decided to go back to my training. I'll become a full-fledged spirit medium for starters. I couldn't say it to your face, so I left this letter. Goodbye, Nick.
What?
Goodbye? What time is it?
Yeah! The first trains for the mountains have already left! To the station!
I guess I'm too late.
Hey! Nick! Maya!
So, you're leaving? Yeah. It's hard being a spirit medium who can't talk to spirits. And I think you'll do fine without me, Nick. Be good, okay? Wait! What? I never could have saved Edgeworth without your help.
Huh?
On the last day of the trial, I heard her. I heard Mia's voice.
You heard my sister?
Yes, only her voice, but still. It was at the very end when I thought we'd lost everything. Well, that's my sister for you. Detective Gumshoe helped, and Mr. Grossberg, and even Larry. I'm the only one who couldn't help. I was useless, Nick. But you were the one who stopped Von Karma, Maya.
Huh? I didn't do anything!
Yes, you did. All I did was wander around in a daze. Sorry, but I have evidence that you helped. Evidence? You snatched this!
Take that!
A bullet? Von Karma was convinced that he had taken all the evidence pertaining to DL6. But you were the one who rescued the last piece of evidence we needed. This was the bullet that put an end to Von Karma. And you were the one who gave it to me. Nick. Thanks, Maya. I couldn't have done it without you. I'll be back soon. Huh? I'm going to complete my training and come back. Okay, I'll be waiting.
Of course you will. You can't run that office by yourself. You're hopeless. I don't know about that.
So, bye. Bye.
That is a beautiful one.
But you know what? I'm doing this.
No! I wanted to get a picture of that. Damn it.
Oh well. So my story ends. Time to turn a new page. Say goodbye to the novice defense attorney that I once was. Now a new story begins. With the same old crazy cast of characters. Ha! Don't think you graduated yet, amateur. Mr. Wright, perhaps you'd like to rethink that claim. Yes, Your Honor. Uh-oh, I got a bad feeling about this. Concept scripted direction. Yep. Hey, pal. Mr. Edward came down to the prison to wish me a happy new year. Talk about a pleasant surprise. Whoop! Detective Gumshoe! Then he hung his head low and went right back outside. Kind of like he was embarrassed or something. Strange, huh? We're gonna be going into this a while, aren't we? Huh? Nick? Nah, I haven't seen him lately. Who, me? I've been working in a cheese shop. That Missy's a nice lady, but what's not exactly what you call a cheap shade? Huh? Oh, she's in Hawaii right now. Yeah. Mary, you are completely useless. Or hopeless. Who? Wright? Yeah, I remember him. He's been busy lately. You know, not to ring my own bell, but I sort of taught him everything you know. I'm sure he's grateful. You're right. Can't exactly believe any of those words. Phoenix Wright? The defense attorney whom I wrote that evidence for, yes. Well, you should know I've taken over management of the Gatewaters Hotel recently. Should you be in the area, please stop by. Okay, that's nice of him. Are we just meeting pretty much everyone at this point? Let me guess. Oh, hi. Ahem. It's you. Phoenix, right? Yes, me as understudy, was he not? I wonder how he's doing. I haven't seen him of late. The days of my youth. Like the scent of fresh lemon, you see. Please tell me we're not going to be seeing the old farts in this anytime soon. Because if we do, that will be pretty embarrassing. Ah, shit. Phoenix Wright. He's an actor? Well, I'm not buying it. You can't get a star with a name like Phoenix. Did you know that they now... Shut up! He is a star. You're just jealous. Jealous, I say! I'm pleased to announce the Pink Princess is a hit. I'm sure owe that Mr. Wright a great deal. When I'm keeping my face out of the public eye till the show's over, I wouldn't want to ruin any kid's dreams, you know? You're a good man. You're a very good man. Oh, I got a letter from Maya the other day. It sounds like she caught a cold standing under a waterfall. I wanted to visit, but I didn't have time, so I sent her some Pink Princess trading cards. She says she can't buy them where she is. What kind of place is she living in anyway? Somewhere up in the mountains. Right? Who's that? You want to talk? Let's talk Pink Princess, alright? But, you know, I snuck into the studio the other day. And I saw her. The one inside the Pink Princess suit. Ugh, what a dog. Kind of a shock for a boy of my tender age. Those are some very interesting words coming from a 4th grader. But then again, it's just to not question any of that sort of thing because, well, I'm not really in any place to do so. Yeah, I remember, right? That lawyer guy. Me? I've been trained to become a paranormal photographer. You know that picture I took of everyone? Well, just behind it is a ghost. For real. Now that's talent. I'm gonna be famous. That ghost. Wouldn't that happen to be Mia Fey? Well, that's it! What?! Hey! It ain't over! Yes! My prayers have been answered! Next time, we go to Rise from the Ashes! So it ain't over yet, so... Ha! My wish has been granted! There's more to this game! Next time, Rise of the Ashes! See you butts then! And that's disgusting.